Hey there, young historians. Let's embark on an epic journey back in time to explore the incredible events of the American Revolution. This action packed story of liberty and courage is sure to be interesting, so let's begin. In the year 1776, 13 colonies decided they were ready for independence from Britain. And so, a courageous struggle for liberty began. The journey kicks off with the first battles at Lexington and Concord in 1775. Thanks to Paul Revere's legendary ride, the American colonists were ready to fight. Paul Revere was part of a group called the Sons of Liberty, who helped spread important messages. On the night of April 18, 1775, he made history by alerting the colonial forces that the British were coming, ensuring they were prepared for battle. Revere's courage paid off, and the American colonists triumphed at the Battle of Lexington and Concord. The British were forced to retreat, and the colonists showed that they could withstand this fight. Soon after, in 1775, the Battle of Bunker Hill showed how brave the colonists were. Even though they ran out of bullets and lost the battle, Captain John Parker and his soldiers surprised everyone with their courage and determination. This battle showed that the Americans were ready to stand up and fight. In 1776, the colonies officially declared their independence with an important document called the Declaration of Independence. The Second Continental Congress voted for independence and assigned Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin to draft the document. It was Jefferson who penned the powerful words of the Declaration. He wrote in the final line, "We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." The Declaration was approved, and many important colonists signed it, publicly declaring their support for the patriots fighting for independence. Signing a document might not seem very courageous, but the signers knew that if they were not successful, there would be consequences for supporting rebellion against the British Crown. Many incredible women supported the effort for independence in the Revolutionary War. They played vital roles, from caring for soldiers to gathering important information. Among these women were Mercy Otis Warren, a New England writer, and Phillis Wheatley, a young enslaved poet. Both of these women used their talents to support the fight for independence with articles, letters, and poems. It was tough for many families during the war. Some families were divided with fathers, sons, and brothers fighting on both sides of the conflict. Families struggled, prices of goods soared, and government rules made life even tougher. But they persevered as battles continued across the colonies. Colonist victories at Trenton in 1776 and Saratoga in 1777 lifted spirits and brought in crucial allies, like the French. The American Army braved the winter of that year at Valley Forge, training under the watchful eye of George Washington. Facing cold weather, limited food, and scarce clothing, the American Army handled it all to emerge stronger and more united. Then there was a turning point. A massive win at Yorktown in 1781 led to the surrender of the British. The colonies were now on their way to freedom and liberty. Britain admitted defeat, and peace talks began. A treaty was signed in 1783 to bring an end to the war. After 7 years, the colonists had won. And so, the struggle of the American Revolution, inspired by principles of liberty and driven by virtues like courage, shaped our nation. Our story for today ends here, but the story of history is still being written by us.